Carrie Sheffield is a conservative commentator and senior policy analyst at Independent Women's Voice, a conservative think tank, and she joins us now from Arlington, Virginia. Carrie, very warm welcome to Al Jazeera. So we heard the president talk a lot about foreign policy that has dominated his first year. Do you think the America First president has gone too far afield?
I think he's done an outstanding job. I think he's doing exactly what he was elected to do, which is to put the interest of the American people first. And so when you see this happening, whether that's bringing back the hostages, some of whom were American citizens in Israel, and also helping to move peace forward in the Middle East, this is all in the interest of the American people. In Venezuela, by removing Maduro, for example, this helps bring accountability to narco terrorism, given the fact that between 20 and 30,000 Americans die every year from cocaine deaths, and Venezuela is a central trading ground for this. And then with NATO and the European allies, making them for the first time, as I understand it, 2025 was the first time in NATO's existence that all NATO countries paid their 2% GDP spend. So I think he's done an outstanding job, and it's always putting the American people, their interests first, but it also benefits the people in the other countries as well.
One of the questions that was put to the president in the press conference that he didn't quite answer was if he was willing to strain or fracture the NATO alliance that you brought up there in pursuit of Greenland. He didn't really answer that, but do you think the president's strategy looks like he might be willing to do just that?
Well, I can't speak for the president, but I can speak to the history and how President Trump has very much helped to strengthen NATO. In his first term, there were a lot of people, including the late John McCain, God rest his soul, he was a war hero, but he was wrong about President Trump and NATO. He said that Trump was trying to destroy NATO, and it was quite the opposite. He was trying to help the NATO countries realize that they needed to take their own security seriously, that they couldn't continue to ride off the coattails on the backs of the American taxpayers while also being asleep at the wheel to the threats in their own backyard. I would argue that in part, the Russian aggression against Ukraine was because of European countries being flabby and weak, and President Trump was the one to start waking them up from their slumber. And so I think what he's doing with Greenland is not only waking them, continuing to wake them from their slumber. And by the way, the former NATO head at the time, he thanked President Trump for what he was doing, and he thanked the president for waking countries up. And so I do think that in the end, we will see something similar, because not only will Greenland be taken more seriously by our NATO allies across the pond, it will also benefit the American people, which is what President Trump is focused on by protecting our hemisphere.
All right, we'll see how that plays out as the president heads to Davos. Carrie, I want to bring this back to America now, to sort of home soil. And the fact of the matter is, the president has been saying that he's just not getting credit for the good work that he's done for the economy. But the fact of the matter is that a vast number of Americans are not feeling that the economy working the way it is working for them. Their lives are still very unaffordable. Do you agree with the president that it's bad PR, or is there more he could be doing here to help them?
Well, I think I've made this analogy. It's kind of like if Superman defeats an asteroid from hitting Earth. Most Earthlings do not know about this. The tax bill that was signed into law last year on July 4th by President Trump and the Republican Congress that passed it, it prevented, on average, the median family, so middle-class family, seeing their tax bill go up by around $3,000. That would have happened this year. So $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, depending on your income bracket, or even more. That's not going to happen. And so you also saw small businesses. There were very important provisions in that bill that was passed last year that are going to be for mom and pop shops, being able to do more bonuses and hiring. These are all very positive things that would not have happened. And so it's almost, I understand what he's saying by not getting credit, because people don't know how bad things could have continued to get had the other team been in control of the ball. So, but again, people don't live in hypotheticals. And so I think what he needs to continue doing is, and J.D. Vance is doing it this week, and the president did it in December in Pennsylvania, is to talk about the economy and to let folks and listen as well. But I think what he's doing is exactly what needs to be done, which is we've seen multi-year record low under President Trump last year. in gas prices. So gas prices are down, rent prices are down, a multi-year low under Trump. Mortgage prices are down, a multi-year under Trump. So talking about these things, but the work is obviously not done.
Yeah. Especially given that many Americans still say that they feel that things are unaffordable. So we will see how the president carries on in his second year of this term. Carrie Sheffield, we really appreciate you joining us here on Al Jazeera. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Take care.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.